Yo, welcome to the King and Deuce show. Glad to have everybody here. A little bit of a different format today. I'm not going to be able to be here long. It's just me today. King wasn't able to hop on, so it's just going to be me. But we wanted to collectively, between the two of us, one of us hop on and kind of just talk about this trade deadline. A lot happened today. A lot of activity today regarding the NBA trade deadline. Welcome everybody who's coming in. It's just going to be me today. Wanted to have both of us on, but it's just one of us today. But a lot happening today with this trade deadline. I want to talk to everybody about it. Talk about what happened. This is probably the busiest we have been as a team, and I don't know how long. I don't think we've ever been this active at the trade deadline, at least since I can remember. This has been absolutely an absolute whirlwind. A lot of people saying that they weren't able to keep up with everything going on. So I just kind of want to briefly go over what happened today. There's a lot of different trades, a lot of different things that took place. But I kind of wanted to start with the elephant in the room with Killian Hayes. So Killian Hayes was waived today. Killian Hayes was drafted in 2020 with the 7th overall pick. And the first thing I want to say about that is we all know that, we expected a lot from Killian Hayes. We had a lot of expectations for Killian Hayes. And it didn't pan out. It didn't work out, A lot of people, hindsight's 2020. It's easy to say, we should have took Halliburton, we should have did this, should have did that. But we did what we did, and I think it was best for everybody for us to move on and for him to move on as well. Contrary to the report that you heard, Killian Hayes did not want to leave, guys. He did not want to be traded. He did not want to be moved. He did not want to be waived, obviously, but he didn't want to be traded. We have sources close to the situation to tell us that. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that it didn't work out the way we wanted it to. And as a result of that, he had to get moved. And so that's where we are. Killian Hayes is no longer Detroit Piston. I really do hope that things pan out for him. But I think we all knew the writing was on the wall at this point. We all knew this was going to happen. And that's just pretty much where we are. So I want to get you guys' thoughts too as to what you thought was going on with regards to Killian Hayes. Just kind of get everybody's thoughts. I know everybody, for the most part, wasn't really a fan of him. But let's talk about the good and the bad with him. So Killian Hayes is above average defender. He's not a great scorer. We know that. He's not a scorer. That's not his strength. That's not what he's good at least not on the NBA level. And we understand that, and that's okay. But he was good at he was actually good at taking care of the ball. Very good at taking care of the ball. And he was able to set guys up pretty well. I think it made it hard for him because he wasn't able to really get penetration. That was his first step. He wasn't able to really get by guys with his first step. And that, I think, was really made it hard for him because he has a good handle. You don't really see him turning the ball over or losing the ball or getting ripped up or anything like that. You don't even see guys trying to pressure him to take the ball from him because it seems as if they know that, he's a good ball handler. He's got the ball on the string. He just doesn't seem to be able to get into the paint or to be able to get downhill, which would allow him to be able to do more things and find open guys. And he didn't seem to use his size well. That's one thing I really wish Killian would have done. He's 6'5", guys. He's 6'5", and he didn't take advantage of his size. And that's one thing that I think coming into the draft that season in 2020, that's what Troy Weaver liked about him. That's what's strange because Troy Weaver said when he first drafted him that one of the reasons he took Killian over Hallie was because of his size and his physicality with him being 6'5". I didn't really see that physicality when he was here. When Troy initially said that, I'm thinking, okay, he may even be able to have a post game. He's talked about physicality or being able to just body up guys. But, it just didn't work out, guys. So I think this was best. And it's going to take me to the next point as far as what I think Troy's doing long term. But, yeah, Henry Stokes, I'm with you there. I think the Spurs are going to pick him up. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happened very soon because that's exactly what Victor Wembanyama needs. I've seen so many times. I watch the Spurs closely. Not as closely as King because that's his second favorite team, but I watch them pretty closely just because I love Victor. There's so many times off of pick and roll action, and you see that they're just not getting Wemby the ball. They're just not getting him the ball where he needs to have it. And you see him sometimes frustrated. He's throwing his hands up. He's doing all these different things. So I think Killian Hayes would be great for the San Antonio Spurs. And shout out to his family. You know, they're great people. Got a chance to to know them a little bit. But I just hope the best for them and for his family going forward. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about Killian. I mean, we don't want to beat a dead horse, right? We know what it was. We had a feeling this was going to happen at some point in the season. I didn't think it would happen on the last day of the trade deadline. But it still worked out for everybody in the long run, I think, as far as that. Just because we were able to move off of him and now he's able to move forward. And now we're able to kind of clear space for the young guys. And that's what I wanted to get to next, guys, is why did all of this happen? Right? Why did all these trades happen? Why did so many guys get moved? Why did the guys we get back in return not seem to add up to the value that many people think that we should have gotten? Right? A lot of guys were like, we traded all of our spacing. We traded all of our guys. We're going to get to Ivy. We're going to get to Ivy. We definitely going to get to Jaden Ivey. That's one of the things I had highlighted here. But we're definitely going to do that. But yeah, so a lot of people were just wondering what was going on. Why did we trade all of our shooting, right? To only get Grimes, Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, guys of that nature that we have on this team. And I think the reason for that is this. I think Troy Weaver still at this point, because guys have been hurt, because guys have been in and out of the lineup, because Monty Williams has shuffled his lineups, we've often seen them putting the veteran guys in because he felt that the young guys weren't performing up to par, which I didn't agree with, right? But, I think because of those things, I think Troy Weaver now just wants to clean house. I think he wanted to clean house and make a path for the young guys at any cost. Could he have gotten a little bit more? We don't know, because we don't know what was offered at this time. Could he have offered Bogey last year? Yeah, he could have. He could have offered Bogey last year and got something back from Bogey last season. He may have gotten a bigger return last season. Maybe he gambled a little bit and it didn't pan out the way he thought going into this season. Who knows, right? So maybe that was a mistake that he made, if we're just being honest, right? Who knows? But at this point in time, I think Troy said, you know what? Forget this. Let's just clean house. Let's clean house and let's go ahead and get all of our young guys opportunity. And that's what I think has happened now. With Killian Hayes no longer here, Marcus Sasser is going to get a lot of minutes, which is what I love to see that. Marcus Sasser, he had 18 points last night. He played a great game last night. The more he plays, the better he's going to get. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Marcus Sasser progresses in his NBA career, because he's going to be a hell of a player. I'm pretty confident in saying that. So and then also now with we moved off of Kevin Knox, we moved off a lot of guys. So that that is going to give up spacing, or not spacing, but opportunity for guys like Sar Thompson, right? With Bogey gone, Kevin Knox down, we got rid of some guys that were making it harder for him to get time. So now I want to see guys like a Sar Thompson get more of an opportunity. I want to see guys like Marcus Sasser get more of an opportunity. I definitely want to see guys like Jaden Ivey continue to get more of an opportunity, which he will, now that the backcourt has been cleared out a little bit. So long story short, exactly. That's why, because I believe he's shown them enough already. He's shown me enough. To prove that he deserves a role on this team, wherever it is, right? Oftentimes you will see him coming off the bench with Alec Burks. You see him come off the bench with Killian Hayes. Now he's going to have a defined role off the bench. Now that Monte Morris is also gone, right? So it's pretty clear to me what Troy's doing. It doesn't look great now because we didn't have any big names come back, but I think that's kind of the point. If you bring back a big name now, right? What does that do, once again, for being able to evaluate what you have as a team? You really can't evaluate what you have as a team if you have guys who are in front of your young guys. And that's what was going on. So I think Troy Weaver strategically decided to just make sure that our guys had an opportunity, because now they have a clear opportunity. And that's what I want to see. We got some good guys in return. We got Quentin Grimes in return, who I want to see. He's a great defender. I want to see how he looks. I want to see a lot of Simone Montecchio too. Fontecchio. Simone Fontecchio. I'm trying to get his name right. But I'm looking forward to him too. He's nice, guys. Fontecchio's nice. He's not a star or anything like that, but I could see a path for him getting not if not starter minutes. I can see him getting minutes off the bench consistently. He's a great shooter. That's the thing I liked about him, because it seems like Troy Weaver said, okay, let me get some shooters in here. He got Muscala, he got Danilo Gallinari, but now he got more shooting, right? And we know that Fontecchio is a great shooter. He's shooting 39% this season, right? 39% this season he's shooting from 3-point range. Kevin Knox is shooting 33%. So that's a huge upgrade, right? Guys were not respecting our shooters when they were here, which made it harder for guys, for our penetrators to get into the lane, to get downhill. So the more shooting we have, the better for our young guys. When you have a guy like Jaden Ivey who's able to get downhill whenever he wants, that's exactly what you need. And that's what we got. So we got younger and we got better shooters. Dwayne, you hit it on the head. That's exactly what I said. We got younger, we got better shooters. King Tone, what's good, bro? Appreciate you guys showing up too. This has been a crazy day. It's Troy here. Elton, that's hilarious. That's funny. But yeah, so let's talk about what else you guys want to talk about. I really want to make this an open forum so we can all kind of get our thoughts out. There's maybe some things that I'm missing that you guys will be able to bring to my attention. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about too. These guys played together. So I'm looking forward to see Quentin Grimes and Marcus Sasser. I want to see how that looks as well. Honestly, guys, this is just the youth movement. This is the youth movement. And that's where we are. Are these guys going to be here long term? We got to wait and see. But the point is evaluation time. It's evaluation time. And so I think because think about it. What were we going to do the rest of the season? What were we going to do the rest of the season? If you go and trade for a big name now, right, what is that going to do for you other than win you 5 to 7 more games and weaken your draft stock? What is it going to do? It's not going to do anything. As far as, let me see, Sean said, can any of them play? I don't think so. They likely have to pass their physicals. I don't even think anybody has arrived in Portland yet, especially with these trades just happening today. Usually when a trade happens, it takes between 24 to 48 hours for the physical to get passed. So I would say it's a possibility that they might play next game. But as of tonight, probably not. And I'm curious to see what the lineup is going to be with Bogey out. I'm imagining we're going to see something of a Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, maybe a Sar Thompson at the 3, Isaiah Stewart at the 4 if he's healthy, and Jalen Duren at the 5. That's what I want to see. I think that would be the starting 5 that I would go with tonight, and maybe even going forward, unless you want to get more shooting in that small forward spot, right? But we do get more defense in that small forward spot because now we would have a Sar there as opposed to Bogdanovich. But getting back to Fontecchio, guys, Fontecchio is nice, man. I watched some highlights of him, and he's nice. I like the way he plays. He's a great shooter. He's got a quick release, great balance in his jump shot. He's got great instincts too. He's a great help defender. I saw him swat a few shots and a few highlights that I saw from him. It was pretty impressive, right? His anticipation is also very, very good defensively. So I think he's going to surprise some guys. I think Fontecchio is going to surprise a lot of you guys because he surprised me. If you haven't, go check out some of his footage. He's pretty nice. I think him and Quentin Grimes were the big ones, were the big gets, like King Tom mentioned right here. I think those are the 2 big gets. I really like Quentin Grimes defensively as well, and that's what our mindset is. That's what our defensive mindset is. As far as, you know what, K, I'm not sure if K's out tonight. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything on that front yet. But hopefully we definitely get some updates on that because I do want to see K. I want to see how these guys mesh. Now that we have all these young guys here, I want to see them start playing right away, right? Because we can't evaluate if these guys don't play. So hopefully he's able to play. But if he doesn't play, then that just means that he's still having some issues with his knee. And I hope that's not a lingering issue. I don't know why we would keep playing him, here and there, like sit him a game, play him a game, sit him a game, play him a game. That's how chronic injuries develop. That's exactly how chronic injuries develop. I don't even know why we keep playing him if he's not healthy. If he's not healthy, sit him out. What are we doing? Sit him out for 2 weeks or however long, and just let him rest and let him get healthy. So that way, for the stretch run post All-Star break, he can come back and these guys can just play. They can make mistakes, they can learn, they can grow, they can lose games, they can win some games, right? That's what I want to see. Yeah, just let him heal. Yeah, 3 am I right? Just let him heal. What are we in a rush to do right now? That's what I don't understand. What everybody keeps saying, play Cade. if we play him now, he might not play. He might not play later. So let's just let him heal. Let him take his time. I don't know about Evan Fournier. I haven't seen him in a while. The last thing I remember of Evan Fournier was when he was D'ing up KD, and KD just abused him on offense and gave him a little too small. That's the last thing I remember of Evan Fournier. As far as this, why didn't Troy? We don't know what, and that's the thing. We don't know what the market was. We have no idea what the market was. I'm pretty sure Troy tried to get something for him. I'm pretty sure he tried to do that. But Troy's not just going to waive a guy if he knows that he can get some value back. So that just tells me that he made phone calls and everybody hung up. They probably wanted to try to swindle us because they knew that we were likely trying to move off of him. So if that was the case, then him waiving him was better than that, instead of just trying to put us in a worse position. Trickle, we talked about this a few minutes ago, and I think he's going to get picked up by the Spurs. And I think that will be the best thing for him. He'll be in a position where he won't have to be the main guy. There won't be much attention on him. He has one of the biggest stars in the league on his team, and he can just feed him and feed the shooters they have over there. Having a guy like Sohan over there too, and having Greg Popovich, having him alone in his ear, it's only going to make him better. And that's no shade to anybody we've had here, but Pop is Pop. We know what his resume is. We know what he has accomplished. So I think that's going to be big for him. Need a team to finish strong. We can see what we need. Yeah, right. Well, so here's the thing, D-Matt. When you say finish strong, I partially agree with you, or maybe I'm just not understanding what you're saying. But I believe here's what I mean when I say finish strong. Continue to grow. Right, I'm not looking for them. I don't have a win total that I want them to get to as far as a barometer for success. Right, I just want to see them continue to incrementally get better. Right, I want to see guys play with more confidence. I want to see guys continue to show confidence and trust in each other. I want to see guys continue to move the ball. I want to see chemistry continue to develop. I want to see defense. Right, I want to see guys. What I think may happen now, to be honest with you guys, and you can look for this. I think you're going to see another level. I think you're going to see these guys play with another level. I think you're going to see guys get to another gear as far as effort and as far as drive. I think now everyone feels as if, okay, now we can go play. Now we can all just go out there and do our thing, right? There aren't guys ahead of us. There aren't veterans ahead of us. We won't get pulled for veterans if we make mistakes. We won't get benched for those things. Now we can go out there and just play. That doesn't mean you just go and make mistakes, but the point is that they'll get a chance to make those mistakes so they cannot make them in the future. And that's what I want to see. This is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually surprised that James Wiseman is still here too. I was not expecting James Wiseman to still be on this team past the trade deadline. But I wonder if it was a situation like it was with Killian, to where nobody really wanted him. Because if you can't make it work in Golden State, what makes you think it's going to work anywhere else? Not saying it can't, but that is an organization that is synonymous with winning the last decade and a half, the last decade at least. Synonymous with winning. One of the greatest coaches ever in Steve Kerr, right? One of the greatest shooters ever in Steph Curry. One of the greatest leaders ever, or among men, enforcers in Draymond Green, right? So I don't know if the value was there for him. I don't know if the interest was there for him. Because he had an opportunity. He probably had a bigger opportunity here than he had there, right? Because he was on a team with young guys. He was on a team where he wasn't expected to perform right away. But he just didn't show us enough. At least she hasn't shown me enough. Even though we've cleared out a lot of guys and we've moved a lot of guys and things like that, I still won't play James Wiseman. I still don't see a role for him. I would rather play one of our stretch fours, because James Wiseman is not a post presence, not a consistent post presence, right? So you can't dump the ball down to him like Joel Embiid and go give me a bucket. That's not his game. And he also can't stretch the floor. And then defensively, he's not great either. Right, Powski, right. He's not a great defender either. So a lot of the things that we would need him to do as a big man, he just doesn't do them. And that's no shade to him. He just doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit. So I'm surprised. I don't think he's going to have a role, guys. I don't think Wiseman's going to have a role. I think his minutes are going to go elsewhere. I want to see. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the DMAP, we haven't seen any blowouts recently. It's been a minute since we've seen a blowout, since we've been just blown off the floor, which is encouraging. But I think that's going to continue now that we have made room for our young guys. Once again, I know I'm saying it a lot, but we've made room for our young guys to really be able to step up to the challenge. Yeah, he is. Wiseman is frustrating because he has the size and talent to really be something, but just don't want to play. Yeah, Tone, he doesn't like physicality. He doesn't seem to embrace physicality the way a guy like Jalen Duren does. Jalen Duren is trying to bang. He's trying to put you in the rim when he's dunking the ball. You know, he loves that physicality. And James Wiseman, for him to be as tall as he is, he just doesn't seem to welcome that physicality. I've seen guards being able to get into the paint and being able to score him at will, not even being afraid of him being there. So that tells you he's not even a presence. If guys are willing to just go into the lane and not to be looking to make a pass once they get there because of help defense from Wiseman, right? If they're not even worried about him, they're still looking to score over a 7'1" guy. That's a problem. So once again, I don't think he's going to have a role. I just don't see it. You think Asar can be? I think he can. Yeah, I think Asar can be a decent shooter. Asar reminds me a lot of a guy like Kawhi Leonard, right? Who came into the league or Jimmy Butler, right? Two guys who, when they came into the league, were defensive guys. That was what they hung their hats on, especially Jimmy Butler. When he was with Chicago, he wasn't even looking to score the ball, unless it was a fast break where he's just leaking out and catching a dunk or something like that, catching an oop or something like that, or fast break play. But Jimmy wasn't when he was playing with Joe Noah and Carlos Boozer and D Rose and Heinrich and all those guys. He wasn't a scorer. He wasn't even looking to score. So, but over time he developed his game. Same thing with Kawhi. When Kawhi first came into the league, right? He was a young pup, and all his focus was defense, right? And he was built for that. So, but over time he worked on his craft, he worked on his game, and he developed his offense. So is Asar going to get to that level? Who knows? Right? Who knows? Right now, most of Asar's offense is going to come off his defense. I say that all the time, right? Whether he's getting steals or blocks, or whether he's D'ing up, clamping up the best offensive player, most of his offense is going to come off of his defense. So that's what I'm looking for Asar. I think next year Asar can be an average shooter, or close to league average shooter, maybe 30%. If Asar can get to 30%, because right now he's at 14%. That's not gonna put it. Right now he's at 14%. Last time I checked, he's at 14%. If he can get to about 30 and make guys just respect him somewhat, right, next season, to where they're just not leaving him and they're just packing the paint and leaving him wide open, that'll be a win. But I think that's what's necessary for him to have a clear-cut path to a starting role next season. He has to work on his shooting. Okay, what we got? From the aspect of setting guys up, yeah. But based on the way Jaden Ivey's playing, I think Jaden Ivey has emerged. Jaden Ivey is going to be at least the number 2 guy on this team. At least the number 2 guy. So I think now this clears a road for him, right? And now I think Jaden Ivey's about to take off, guys. I think Ivey is about to take off. I think he's about to take off because now there's no pressure. Now he's allowed to go ahead and just do his thing. He's gonna be fun to watch, man. Who watched that game last night? Who watched Jaden Ivey last night? 37 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, or 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Boy's playing out of his mind. Fourth quarter, he had 19 points. He didn't miss a shot, guys. 5 for 7 from 3-point. 13 for 23 from 2-point. The sky's the limit for this kid, guys. And he wants it. He wants it. That's one thing about Jaden Ivey I love is that he's not afraid. Monty Williams said last night in his post game that he's fearless. He's fearless, man. He wants it. Last night you could see in his face, he wanted that game. And he went and took it. He went and got it on the road without Cade, without Bogey, against Sacramento, who we struggled with. If you guys remember, last time we played Sacramento, we got blew off the court after scoring 49 points, a record in the first quarter. Remember that? Who remembers that, right? So for us to come out and get this win, I'm seeing progress from these young guys, and that probably reinforced the confidence in a Troy Weaver, in a Monty Williams, that okay, we can go ahead and move off of some guys here because we have enough here to be able to develop. The Knicks did get better, man. The Knicks did get better. I think the Knicks are finals contenders in the East. I really do. I still have the Bucks. They had to get it together, but I have the Bucks figuring it out. I know a lot of you guys aren't confident in Doc Rivers, and I understand that. But if you have a team that has already been to the mountaintop, you can't ever count that team out. I still have them getting to the finals, but the Knicks, they are stats, man. I just don't know if they're going to have enough time this season to be able to gel. That's going to be the question. Is Bojan going to be able to gel? Is Alec Burks going to be able to fit with that role? We all know Tom Thibodeau is a defensive-minded coach first, and he plays his guys a lot of minutes, and he requires a lot of his guys defensively. We all know Bogey's not a defender. So what does that do for their defense? Are they going to try to hide him? And where and how? That remains to be seen. I think Alec Burks is going to be fine. He's just going to play. He's going to have the same exact role he had here. Off the bench, instant offense. Right? But once again, defensively, he's going to be asked to do more. He's not going to be allowed to rest defensively. Thibodeau, he's a dog when it comes to that. He's a militant when it comes to defense. You're not playing defense, you're not playing. Straight up when it comes to him. There ain't no pulling you to the side. Okay, now get back out there. No, sit down. That's Tom Thibodeau. So they lost a lot. They lost a lot defensively because we got Grimes, right? Grimes is a great defender. So yeah, 2K4 Mines, yeah, they lost a lot defensively, but offensively, they are scary, man. And they are still good defense. I'm not saying they're not good. They're still good defensively, but they're gonna be scary. They're gonna be scary. I don't see it either. I think it's possible though. Stank. That's a funny stank son. Stank. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Just because I think it's not. They don't have enough time. I don't think they have enough time because without this trade, I still don't think they would have gotten to the finals. I think they still would have been one or two moves away from that. But now that they have upgraded their talent pool, or at least offensively, now they have to make sure that they can gel. So either way, I don't think that realistically we're going to get there definitively, but they have a shot. They have a shot. You can't count them out. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, Mike, for sure. Yeah, Grimes is an elite defender, guys. Who were you guys the most happy with? Like, who were you guys most excited about from these moves today? Is anybody excited at all about anybody? Does anything stand out to you? What are your rotations, right? Who's your starting five? I personally would like to see a starting five, like I mentioned earlier, I'm still trying to figure it out because I haven't decided on Stu yet. I think Stu can be the four of the future with Duren in the front court, but I'm not sure yet. If we're going to be a contending team in the finals, a contending team in the playoffs. Sorry, I don't know yet. So I'm thinking I definitely want to see Jaden Ivey in the backcourt. You can choose who goes where. At the 3 spot, I kind of want to see Asar. Well, let's just do this 3-4, right? This is what my alternative to Stu starting 3-4. I wouldn't mind seeing Asar and Fontecchio together at the 3-4 spot because with Asar starting, you need to have at least one more shooter in that front court because Duren's not a 3-point threat. He's not a shooter, right? He's a paint guy. We know that. So if you start at the 3, I like Fontecchio at the 4, right? And in that way, it kind of helps you a little bit shooting. So that way, it's not just clogging the paint. And at the 5, you got Duren. Or you can go with Sar or Fontecchio at the 3 and Stu at the 4, right? Now, you would have to, trust that Stu's going to continue to get better as a shooter, which I believe he's going to. But the question is is our other teams going to? And I mentioned this before in a previous stream. With guys like Mike Muscala and Gallinari, around the league, they're known as shooters because they've done it long enough to have proven that they are shooters. Stu hasn't had the opportunity yet to do that long term. This is his first season where he's stretching the floor consistently from 3-point. And he's been solid. But I still think he needs to prove it a little bit more, I think, to guys. And that's important. That's really all that matters. That's really all that matters is how he is the respect that he has around the league. Because if we think he's a good shooter, but other teams don't think he's a good shooter, defensively, we're not going to have spacing, So we'll see. I think somebody mentioned Cade at the 3. Is that what I saw here? Somebody mentioned Cade at the 3. Yeah, I think Grimes is the guy that we're most excited about. I think Grimes is a guy. I actually need to do a little bit more research and study on him because I honestly don't have a lot on him to go off of. I know he's a solid player, but I don't know any details about him as far as who he's going to be and what his role is going to be for us. So that's my next homework assignment. Let's see, we got Cade, Ivey, Grimes, Stu. Okay, so you like Stu. You like Stu at the 4. I'm not mad at that. But I think Sean is. Sean doesn't think Stu's a starter. He has to come off the bench. I'm sorry. Okay, so guys, if you don't think Stu is the starter, then who is the starter? That rhymed on the player of the game. Bars. If you don't think Stu is the starter, then who is the starter? Right? Let me know what you guys think. Stu's future is the okay. So who's at the 4? Who's at the 4? Okay, Posky has Cade at the 3. Okay. I don't agree with that. I still don't want Cade at the 3 long term. Is it like I don't want him pigeonholed there? But we'll see. Cade, Ivey, Montecchio, Duran. Tom. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think we could see that realistically. We could see those 5 starters. I wouldn't be mad at that at all because you still have spacing and you also have defense. You got both. So I like that. Stu could be a nice part from the bench. Okay. Stu can be like Jalen Williams. Oh, okay. I like that, Dewan. I like that. He thinks Stu's gonna stay. This is interesting. I like this discourse because it just shows that we have so many options now. That's what I like, guys. Like we have options. I know it doesn't look like on paper that we've done a lot, but at least now we can evaluate all the comments that you guys are dropping in here, right? Now we can see our core 4. We can see what we need after this season. We can see what we need based on how they perform. We can see if the spacing is going to be good enough with the guys that we brought in. There shouldn't be many questions going into the offseason, is my point. There shouldn't be many questions going into the offseason as far as what we need because of what we moved, right? There aren't many log jams anymore like there was before. I'll play Thompson at the point. I don't think Thompson's ready to play the point yet. I don't think I do either one of those, Boban, to be honest with you. I won't play Thompson at point yet. He's not ready yet. If Ivey's not ready, then Thompson's definitely not ready. Not yet. I don't mind him pushing the ball in spots, right? We talked about him getting his offense from his defense. I don't mind him taking the ball off the rim of a missed shot and pushing the ball. We saw that in Summer League. Not Summer League. We saw that when he was with the team. I can't even think of the name of the tournament right now, but we saw that before. Rico Hines. We saw him with Rico Hines, right, when they were all there. And he was taking the ball off the rim and pushing it. Kate wasn't looking for the ball. Ivey wasn't looking for the ball. They were running down court. So I like him pushing a fast break, right? I don't mind him leading a fast break, or I don't mind him on the wing. Either way, if the ball is being pushed, I like Asar in that situation. Either way, I won't mind Grimes starting instead of Thompson as long as Thompson gets his. Yeah, either way, yeah. I think that may be a battle that gets decided between now and next season, right? That may be something to keep an eye on, Mr. Wright. That's a good one. I like that. What else we got? I want to see Asar more because I love his game. He does so much. Once he truly learn how to shoot, Asar can be a problem. Yeah, he's gonna be a problem, bro. He's gonna be a problem. This is what I wanted to say too. So many people were blowing up my Twitter notifications and my Instagram and my YouTube. Like, guys, everybody's saying we didn't make a move. Guys, we have our stars. Listen to me. We have our stars. They're already here. That's what they're the guys that we're looking to get. They're already on the team. Cade, Ivey, Duran, potentially Asar. Those are our guys. If we want to go and look to get one more, maybe, okay, cool. but not until we figure out who these guys are first. When they play together, how many games have the four of those guys played together this season? You see what I'm saying? We don't know what we have yet. And I think that's what Troy was trying to do. He wants to see what he has now. He's made moves so they will leave no doubt to what he needs to do in the offseason. The season is lost anyway. So what are you trying to gain other than understanding who your team is, who your guys are, seeing how they deal with adversity, seeing how they bounce back, see how well they're coached in situations when they're not winning, right? Those are the things we can find out now. But those guys can all be star players. They can all be at least high-end role players, like guys like Asar. He can be at the very least, a high-end role player. I think Jaden Ivey's a star. I think Cade Cunningham's a star. Right? I think Jalen Duren could be a star. I really do. I really do. JD had 20 and 15 last night against Sabonis. Doing his thing, man. Shut him down for most of the game, too. Shut him down for most of the game. Late in the fourth quarter, they started giving him calls because he was at home, and Duren got a little bit lazy. Right? He did get a little lazy on defense. I think it was because he got in foul trouble. But the point is that, guys, if we had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on our team, right? Or Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on our team, right? Would you be looking to add more stars? Or would you be looking to add more complementary guys around them? Right? I think people just don't see what these guys can be, or they just don't realize it because they're not there. Right? But you got to be able to look forward. And I think that's the biggest thing that many people aren't doing right now. They're not looking forward to what these guys can really be. Kay should play forward like Paul Pierce? DeWine, is that you talking about, like Paul Pierce? Is that who you're referring to? I don't want to assume. Yeah, Fontecchio or Thompson for sure. So yeah, it sounds like we're all pretty much saying if Stu's not the starter at the 4, then it's got to be Fontecchio or Thompson. That's where I'm at. I still want to give Stu a chance, right? At that 4 position with Duren. I just like that pairing. I like 2 bigs. I do. I don't like getting bullied in the paint. I don't. Last year when Duren was hurt and we would have lineups, I think I'm traumatized by that. Seeing those lineups of Isaiah Stewart with Bogey at the 4 and Stu at the 5. I think that traumatized me, bro, because we were getting freaking abused every single night. So now I'm like, nah, man, give me some different action. I want to see a 2 big lineup. If we're gonna go that route, give me Stu, give me Duren. Try that first. Play Fontecchio or Thompson at the 3, and then play your guards at the 1 and 2. Play Cade and Jaden at the 1 and 2, and call it a day. And just let them guys just play. Let them guys just continue to learn each other. You do that, and you avoid injuries. It'll be a good end of the season, straight up. Evaluation time in the summer. What we have, let's go add this piece. So let's make this change because now we know what we need to do. That's what it's about. I can see Stu off the bench. I like Kate, Ivy, Simone, Asar. Okay, yeah. So that's the one you like, Andre Q. Welcome to the chat, Andre. Versatility is king. Yeah, absolutely. I like Duren. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's definitely not gonna happen. Ivy K. Okay, Grimes Thompson. Oh, Grimes Thompson. So no Fontecchio. I don't know, man. I think Fontecchio could really. I'm gonna leave it alone. But if you guys haven't, go check out some highlights on Simone Fontecchio, man. He kind of went to work against us last year when we played the Jazz. But was it last year or this year? I think it was this year. I believe it was this year. Yeah, Dwayne. That's what I want to get to, Dwayne. That's what I want to see. That's partially why I'm thinking maybe Asar at the 4. I'm still torn. I'm torn between having 2 bigs and being able to run. Because if you have Asar at the 4 and JD at the 5 and Grimes or Fontecchio at the 3, or however you want to balance that out, and you got Cade and Ivy at the 1 and 2, you can run. You can run teams out the gym. Because not only do you have the size and athleticism, you're young. You are young. Right? I want to see these guys running. And I also think that's going to incentivize guys to play harder defensively. Right? Incentivize them. Play harder defensively. Let's see that as well. Right? It's a lot of things that we have to look forward to. I know this isn't our greatest day, but there are a lot of things we can look forward to, guys. And I'm not just trying to be positive. I promise you. I'm just trying to be realistic, and I'm not trying to overreact. I'm not trying to overreact right now because I still feel like we're in an okay position. We're in the same position. We're still 7-43. We're still 7-43. If you would have been happy with us getting a star, then that means you have no long-term vision whatsoever. I'm just sorry. It's hard to break it to you, but that's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. Ivy, Cade, Asar, Simone. Okay, so you like Simone at the 4 instead of the 3. Okay, I'm not mad at that either. We did look awesome last night. I tweeted like in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter, that the game kind of had a feel. I thought we were gonna win. Like I think it was about 8 or 9 minutes left, and we were up about 5 or 6 at that point. And it just felt like a game we were gonna get on the road. It just felt like we were gonna get our first signature win tonight. The way De'Aaron Fox was shooting the ball, and really all of those guys were shooting the ball for the most part, other than Trey Lyles. It just felt like a game we were gonna get. So that was encouraging though. It was encouraging to see that. So things like that make it easier for me to move on from guys like Bogey who didn't play, right? Because now you see these guys playing with a new type of energy. And I don't like the ball sticking. When Bogey plays a lot of times, the ball will stick and guys will ball watch. They want him to go make a play. That doesn't work well for Monty Williams' 0.5 offense. The ball can't stick. It absolutely cannot stick. And now that we don't have a go-to guy, like a go-to scorer, that means what? Ball has to move. That's how you're gonna get points. So I like what we have, guys. I do. I like what we have. I'm going to be very curious watching the rest of the season play out, and I'm paying attention to all the young guys and seeing how they adapt to their roles being adjusted. And I want to see what they do. I want to see who steps up to the challenge, and I think Troy does too, and that's why he made the move. So that way they kind of get pushed into the spotlight to have to make him prove it, to have to prove it. Like last night, Monty put out all guards with Durant big. I know I didn't like that either, but I mean, you know what though? We won the game. I'm not gonna nitpick the rotations right now. I feel you though. I feel you, Mike, but I feel you. I get it. Yeah, Kay should say Paul Pierce get more off ball and let Ivy run the point. Kay can still of course play. Okay, yeah. I don't think, at least right now, either one of those guys, Kay and Jaden, should predominantly just be the ball handler. That cuts down on your unpredictability. You know, I don't know if that's what Monty wants or not. I know he had Chris Paul when he was in Phoenix, but I don't want to see the ball just in one guy's hands, predominantly setting up the play every single time down court. I don't want to see that. It slows the game down, and it also makes you more predictable. I don't want to see that. Predictable based on the team that we have now, is what I'm saying. Based on the guys we have, that would be too predictable of an offense. I don't think it'd be effective. You cannot be your real Pistons team with vets that don't play defense. Great move the past months to get the vets. Yes, that's the point. That's the point, 24K minus. That's the point. That's the point right there. We're built on defense, right? I love Bogdanovic offensively. He didn't play like a defense. He wasn't able to play defense, right? So this is good. I don't understand why people are so upset. The only reason I would be upset if I were if anybody here would be if you were upset with the return that we got. But once again, I don't think the focus was on the return. I think the focus was on getting these guys more opportunity by any means necessary. I think it would have been worse if we would have said, nah, that's not enough of a return for us for these veterans. So we're just going to stand pat. That hurts you more because now you still don't know what you have by season's end because you have guys in their way. You have guys in the young guys' way. It would have been worse, in my opinion, to not make any moves because the value wasn't there. It's almost like you got to bite the bullet in order to enable yourself to be in a situation to where the young guys can play. This was the only way. Killian didn't have much value. Kevin Knox didn't have much value, right? These guys didn't have much value. I don't think Monte Morris had a lot of value. So, and the point of moving all those guys was to get the young guys involved. So it's like you got to pick your poison. Would you rather have stand pat and said, well, at least Troy didn't make that move because we could have got some more. But guess what? Bogey's still here. Monte Morris is still here. All these guys are still in the way. Or do you take 50 cents on the dollar now for this one time, for this one offseason, for this one trade deadline, in order to build out your team around the core that you know you have. You see what I'm saying? That's what I think Troy Weaver was trying to do with this situation, with this team. And I think he did a good job of it. I think he would have wanted to get more if he could have gotten more. Right? Nobody wanted to see Killian Hayes, who was a number 7 pick, go for nothing. You think Troy wanted to see them guys go for nothing? That just tells you that there wasn't any value there. But guess what? The bottom line is we still got to move off these guys, whether they're giving us value back or not, because they are in the way. And when I say in the way, I mean in the way of the young guys. I hope what I'm saying is making sense, guys, because you got to think about it from a different perspective other than wins and losses or what we're going to do this season, or we don't have any big names. You got to look at the longer term. That's kind of what I'm trying to get to, guys. We just got to trust the process, man. And I know it's hard. I know a lot of people here are not happy with Monty Williams. Or not Monty Williams, but Troy Weaver. I know a lot of guys are not happy with Troy Weaver. I understand it, but I understand him too. I'm going to just be honest with you. I don't get paid by anybody, y'all. Nobody's paying me. I don't get paid by nobody. I don't need to. You know, this is just me and my love for the Pistons. You know what I mean? Me and King, one thing about us, we don't say things just because of who we know or what we're trying to get in. No, I don't care. I don't care, man. This is my team. I've been following this team for 20 plus years. Nobody's going to have me influenced to think something else that's not my own thought. I'm just letting y'all know. But I do understand both sides of the coin at the same time. And that's what I think is taking place here. We are deep on defense now, 10 deep with shooting. Yeah, thank you. We're fine, guys. We're okay. We're okay. We are just fine. Troy Weaver did a good job bringing in younger. Thank you, Daryl. There you go. Everybody just needs to chill, man. Like, it's not the worst day in the world. I'll say it again. Could we have gotten back more? Maybe. But if we could have, why didn't we? You don't think Troy was on the phones? You think Troy just got in the phones today and said, oh, let me just see what's available today? You don't think he's going to work on the phones? That's what I'm saying. We don't know. We can easily assume, oh, we should have got more. Okay, then what should we have gotten? We can't make other teams give us stuff. We can't. And think about it. GMs are GMs for a reason. They're watching. These guys have boards of all the players in the league who are free agents. They know how long these guys' contracts are. They know when their contracts are over. They know what number they are. They know if they're going to increase or decrease year over. They know everything. These other GMs know everything. We're not the only ones who know that Killian Hayes hasn't lived up to expectation. We're not the only ones who know that Monte Morris really didn't do much when he was here. We're not the only ones that know that Kevin Knox has been here twice. We're not the only ones that know that. They know that too. So based on that, they're not just going to give us what we want for that. They know, based off of that they have the advantage. They have the leverage. Because Troy's likely going to them to make a move for our young guys to have room. You understand what I'm saying? Like, think about it from their perspective too. They're waiting on us to call them. These GMs are waiting for us to call. They know we're in a situation we got to make moves. They're waiting for us to call. You don't think New York was waiting for us to call? New York could have stood pat. They could have stood pat. They didn't need anything for them to get to if they get to the conference finals this year. That is a dub for New York. They didn't need to make any moves this year. I think the Pistons saw an opportunity to clear space for our young guys and found a partner in New York. And New York said, okay, what you offering? Nah, that's not good. Nah, we're good. We're good. See you later. They were in a position of strength. They were in a position of strength because they're a better team and they knew that we're trying to get better. Anytime you're the one to make a call, the other team has leverage. Every single time. Anytime you're the one initiating a phone call to look into trades or to inquire about guys, you're automatically giving the other team leverage. Every time. So just wanted to put that out there. Looking forward to I'm gonna wrap this up here, guys. I gotta get ready to get out of here. Got some studio work to do, but I wanted to just do this quick stream with y'all. I'll be back on with King very, very soon. And yeah, y'all definitely tap in. Appreciate y'all coming through to watch. I'll be having a more detailed breakdown of this, once I kind of get my notes together and everything. But I wanted to hop on here with y'all real quick and just kind of talk about what we saw. So appreciate y'all showing out. And me and King will be back on shortly. And y'all have a great rest of the night. Be Trevor, everybody.